Like get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm about to start class. So let's start. Yeah, you got a you have an iPhone charger, borrow? Is that somebody's charger?
No, that's what
Oh, okay. Can you pass me up? Sure. Sure. Oh, there's one right here too. I didn't even see it. All right. Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we have been teaching that the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are God's chosen people. All right, today we're going to talk about hell, and we're going to talk about how to fix yourself and your people. All right. So the first precept we're going to read, let's see. Let's go on that. Let's get some hell precepts. What does the Christian church say about hell? Do y'all have any idea what they say about hell? Well, you good.
that it's under the ground, sir.
It's a place under the ground,
Right.
right? You gonna say something to it? You gonna say something else?
Yeah, I was gonna say, they say that there's a red man with a pitchfork still
Right.
under the ground.
And what do they call that man?
The devil, they say.
The devil, right?
Yeah.
They call that man the devil. Right, so they say that hell is a place that you go to when you die, and it's underground, under the earth. That's what the Christian church teaches. Catholics, basically, almost everybody, really everybody believes that hell is a place you go when you die, and it's under the ground. You know what I mean? But today we're actually gonna give you facts about hell according to the Bible, not according to what we think. All right. So let's go to John 8:44. We're going to go over the word devil. Where does the word devil come from? Nowhere in the Bible does it say that the devil is a man underground with pitchforks, with red horns, and that looks red. You understand? The Bible doesn't never mentions that person or that character. But the Bible does mention devil in it, and Christ calls the religious leaders that were there at his time devils. You understand? Was he calling them the red man that we know today with the horns and the pitchfork? He was not calling them that. You understand? But by reading this verse, we're going to be able to actually understand what Christ meant by calling them the devil. You understand? So let's go ahead and read that.
Okay. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust.
Read that part again.
Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
So Christ said, ye are of your father, the devil, and of the lust of your father ye will do. Period. That's a sentence. What is Christ? Why is Christ saying to these religious leaders who are also Israelites, and they would always come to Christ and try to condemn him? Because back then, if you spoke against the law of Moses, they had the right to put you to death. Even though we were under Roman rulership, we were still keeping our laws and our commandments. You understand? And it was not a joke. It was not a game. It was dead serious. You understand? If you spoke something against the law, they would try to kill you. If you broke the law, they would put you to death. You understand? When they brought that woman to Christ, who they caught in adultery, they said, they try to tempt Christ, right? So that he can stumble and say something to where they'll be able to put him to death, because they didn't like Christ, because he came and he spoke the truth about the Bible. Just like today in the ISUPK, we come out here, right? You brothers are gonna feel that same thing. When you go out there and speak the truth, people are gonna come against you. You understand? And that's what Christ was doing, right? So they try to condemn Christ every time. And Christ said, ye without sin cast the first stone. So Christ was really good at debating. He was really good with his words. He was really good at knowing what the intentions of the people. He was really good at understanding people's intentions and how to maneuver and cut them. And then everybody dropped their stones because they knew they were all sinners. Right. And they didn't have the right to put this woman to death because they were equally as guilty. You understand? So that's what they would try to do to Christ. So he's calling, so they're always tempting him, right? And he told them, "You are of your father, the devil." Was that verse 44, right? "You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do." He's saying, he's referring to the the oppressor, because at this time the Catholic, the religious leaders of his time, they were under the authority of the Romans. You understand? Even if you go watch movies today about Jesus Christ, you're always going to see the Romans involved. Right. You understand? Even with this new movie that came out, I don't know what it's called, but it's actual so-called black people, right, casting in the movie that has to do with Jesus Christ. Have y'all came across that on Facebook?
They talk about it.
What is it called? Right, but that movie, it involves the Romans. The Romans are in that movie because that's part of history. And then the Romans are ruling over us at that time. So when Christ tells them, "You are of your father, the devil," he's referring to the oppressor, the devil. So the devil is not so that shows you what, that the devil is not what?
Some spiritual being.
Underground.
Oh, right.
Looking red, right? That's what it shows you. The devil that Christ is referring to is the Romans, the oppressor.
The
yes. So when we say devil, that's what we're talking about. You understand? When we say the white man's a devil, we're not saying he's that creature on the ground. We're saying he's a deceiver. That's what devil means. Devil means deceiver, liar, right? And then he says, keep going after that part, after the devil part.
"And the lust of your father you will do." Mm-hmm. He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the beginning. You understand? Keep going.
"And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own."
You see that? So you can stop right there. What I wanted to bring on this precept is that Christ used the word devil, but he's not talking about this red man that we think of today. He's talking about the oppressor. All right, that's what he's talking about. All right, so with that being said, let me get the next precept. Let me get Matthew's 7 and 38. Well, that's the precept I want.
That's like I said, there's no verse 38.
All right, 1 second. Salaki. Let me get this right. Matthew's 10 and 28. Salaki. Let me get Matthew's 10 and 28.
I got it.
Go ahead and read it, brother.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body.
Christ said, fear not them which kill the body. Who is he talking about? When he says, and fear not them, who is he talking about?
Our slave masters.
Slave masters, right. But in general, just man in general. Also, you understand? But yes, though, because, you know, of course, the oppressor is the one who's taking our lives. You understand? But also he's saying, don't fear no man. Because the man is the one who can kill the body, right? So he's saying, don't fear no man. That's what he's telling his brothers, and that's what he's telling us right now. Don't fear no man. Don't be a coward. Don't have fear. You understand? You can't be a coward and serve Christ.
Right.
You can't be a coward and call yourself a child of God. You can't be a coward and be in the UPK. You understand? You got to be fearless. You can't be afraid of no man. I don't care how big he is. I don't care if he has a gun, if he has a knife. You can't be scared of it. You understand? You need to understand the Lord is with you. If you're standing with the Lord and you serving the Lord and keeping his laws and commandments, understand that the angel that the Lord has watching over you is with you. Right? You understand? So Christ is saying, fear no man. Keep going. Fear not them which kill the body. Keep going from there.
But are not able to kill the soul.
But men are not able to kill your soul. What is your soul in the Bible? When the Bible talks about your soul, what is that talking about? Your brothers know?
The spirit.
The spirit. But what is the spirit? All right. Yeah, just raise your hand. You just raise your hand so I can know you want to answer. Go ahead.
I think you have a spirit which could jeopardize your soul from the Lord. Which I believe that you have a spirit that's judging, that's getting ridden upon.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, right, what is a soul? Because Christ just said, fear not them which kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. So what is the soul? What is he referring to here as the soul? Read it one more time from the top.
All the way from the top?
Bible Kashuk.
And fear not, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 8, chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
But are not able to kill the soul. What is he talking about when he says soul? So he just said, fear not them which can kill the body. Your body is your body, right? So don't fear the man. Don't fear them, talking about man, who can kill the body. Because a man can kill you, right? He can stab you, can shoot you, hit you with a car, and he'll kill the body, right? Once you're dead, your body is no good, right? But there's another part of you that's called the soul. So we know the soul is not talking about your physical body then, right? So what is the soul talking about? When he's talking about the soul.
I believe you are like who you are.
Exactly. That's what he's talking about. Your soul is you, your personality. Because when the person dies, when a person is dead, he's no longer breathing, right? You can't talk to him no more. You can't wake him up. Why?
He's dead.
Right, he's dead. Yeah, but why can't he talk to you and wake up and respond to you?
His organ, his body is collapsed. His organs is done.
Yeah. That's true. His body's no more. But why? Why is his body not working no more?
soul
His soul what?
left.
His soul is no longer in his body. You see what I'm saying? So the body and the soul are two separate things. See what I'm saying? So man can kill your body, but he can't kill the thing in your body, which is you, who you are. You're a soul inside of this body that you're in right now. You understand? It's like your vehicle. You can think about it like that. You're the person driving the vehicle. See what I'm saying? So, and that's also important to understand your mind. You understand? Because demons come in your mind all the time. Try to convince you to sin. It sounds like your own thoughts, right? But it's really a demon that's telling you to go smoke that blunt. It's really a demon telling you, go rob, go hurt this person. You got to recognize yourself in your mind. You understand? Who are you? You're a man who serves God. You know what I mean? You got to stand against that. When you hear that demon coming in you in your mind, go smoke that weed, you say, hell no, I ain't gonna smoke that. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody's telling you physically, hey man, smoke this blunt, man. Smoke this weed with me. You're going to say, I don't smoke weed. You understand? Someone's trying to peer pressure you to go steal and say, nah, I don't steal. You're going to say it. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you fight your demons. You understand? And a lot of times what you have to do is a sidebar. You got to get counsel to fight your demons. Because a lot of times what will happen, you will try to counsel yourself, try to give yourself counsel. You understand? But you don't want to do that. You understand? You try to think about counsel yourself. Isn't when you're not sure. When you're not sure about something, right? You don't know the answer to something. And you're trying to figure it out. You can't figure it out because you don't know. If you knew, you would be good. So we don't know, you got to get counsel. You got to call a brother. Hey, sir, having this issue, this situation. I want to know how I can go about it. See what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? No sweat. All right. So we established that the body and the soul are two different things, right?
Right.
All right. Keep going.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
So he's saying, but rather fear him. Rather fear the Most High God. Don't fear the people who, you're afraid what they're going to think about you because of what? They're a man. You shouldn't give a damn what man thinks, what anybody thinks. You understand? You can't be weak, you can't be walking around weak and scared of what people think, of what you think they think, which is another thing. Making you think that somebody's thinking about you, making you think that this person is staring at you because he hates you. This person is ignoring you because he don't like you. That's a demon. That you're living in a world that's not real. You have to live in reality. You understand? That's how you fight demons. Also, you got to live in what's happening. You understand? How do you judge someone? By what they say and by what they do. Why? Why?
Is this a battle?
Wrong. Go ahead.
So you can't just judge a book by its cover, though.
Right.
You can't just think you know this person without interacting with them.
Exactly. And how do you know the person?
That's fruit.
By his fruit. What is that though? Let's be more literal. But you're right though.
Like you said, by his actions, what he do.
By his actions and what he does. Somebody can talk all the time. Somebody can tell you this and tell you that. But at the end of the day, what they do shows you who they are. See what I'm saying? That's who they are. Now, a person can change and do this now, and now you see him, you accept him. But at the end of the day, what someone does and what someone says, that's who they are. See what I'm saying? So you have to live in reality. You understand? Don't look at someone and think you know them. until you know you exercise them. You know, you talk to them. You know, don't give people credit so fast. See what I'm saying? Also, like I said before, don't live in a false reality. You understand? Don't let your thoughts be based on things that are not real. You think this person don't like you. How do you know he don't like you? You haven't even talked to him. Is there something that he knows about you that you hate about yourself that if somebody did know, if you believe it would make them dislike you? If they don't know, then it's just something in your mind. See what I'm saying? You're afraid that this is gonna happen. You don't know if it's gonna happen. You're not even there yet. You're right here, right now. So you have to live in the now. In the now, y'all heard that before, right? Live in the now. All right? Don't let your thoughts be fueled by things that are not real. Let your mind be fueled by facts. Things that are real. See what I'm saying? That's how you fight demons, because a lot of times demons try to make you live in a false reality. How? By lying to you in your head. See what I'm saying? So what? You shouldn't fear man. Don't fear nobody. Don't fear no man what they think, what you think they think, what they do think. You understand? Because people are going to come against you in this truth. You understand? You got to be strong against everybody and not give a damn what they think. You can't fear man. You got to stand strong with the Lord. So he says, but rather fear him. Instead, we got to fear the Most High, our God.
Right.
We have to walk like him. You understand? Be like him. How do we accomplish that? Go ahead.
Following the law, statutes, and commandments.
Following the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? What did Christ say? Christ said, if ye have seen the Father, if ye have seen me, ye have seen the Father. Right? What does he mean by that?
Because Christ is like a representation of the law. Like the way he lived, what he did is the law.
No, not of the law. In that particular phrase. Right? Go ahead.
Like he's like the embodiment of what the Lord stands by. The Lord.
No.
What was your question?
Christ said, if ye have seen me, ye have seen the Father. Word.
You go, bro.
I think he was cutting somebody. He was cutting the Pharisees. I think when he was talking to the Pharisees on how the Pharisees came out, he was trying to tell them, you know, if you see me, if you see me, you see the Father. I think he said that only because he was the truth. He was the truth, and he was obeying because he was in one with the Lord. He was in one with the Lord.
He was one with the Lord?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? For time's sake, if the Most High was on earth, Christ was perfect, like him. You understand? Christ represented the Most High perfectly. You understand? So that's how you fear the Lord. You got to be like the Most High. You understand? If you ask the Most High, you understand? With that being said, right? With Christ embodying the Most High Spirit perfectly, if you went and ate with Christ at a restaurant, he would not eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, oysters, rat, panda, whatever. You understand why? Because he embodies the Most High by, like you said, by keeping the laws and the commandments. You understand? But he not only keeps them, he pushes them. He pushes the law, the commandments. He represents it. See what I mean? So that's how you fear the Lord. You got to be like the Most High. You got to wear the fringes. You got to be militant. You understand? You got to be a leader. You got to be a follower. And the Lord don't follow nobody. The Lord is a leader. But of course, you are a soldier. So a soldier serves and a soldier leads. You know what I mean? So you fear the Most High by obeying the Lord. You understand? So Christ is saying, but rather fear Him that is able to do what? Rather fear Him that is what? And if I could, you should only care about what the Most High would think about what you're doing. That's what you should care about. Don't care about what people think. Care about what will the Most High think if I did this? Because remember, the Most High is a living spirit. The Most High is not some robot God. You understand? He's not some statue. He's a living. He's alive. The only reason why you alive and you have a sense of life and intelligence is because it came from Him. See what I mean? So just imagine what He is. See what I mean? So he's a living God. So you got to think about, what would He think about what I'm doing? What would He think about this? See what I mean? Why? Because there's all of us have an angel, has an angel watching over us, taking notes on us, what we doing, what we're not doing, right? Just watching us, reporting back to the Most High. You know what I mean? So that's why you got to fear the Lord. Just know the Lord is living. He's alive. He's taking record of everything. And that's how you got to move. See what I mean? Go ahead and read that.
So the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. But rather fear Him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
But rather fear Him that is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Now, this is the part that gives you another fact about hell, that hell is not a place you go to when you die. This verse right here shows you that hell is actually a place on earth. Understand? This is a fact about hell according to the Bible. Read that part again.
But rather fear Him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Now, we just explained, what did we just explain earlier about the soul and the body?
Two different things.
It's two different things, right? How do we know it's two different things? Go ahead.
Because He made a distinction between body and soul in the verse.
No, yeah, that's true. But what did we talk about where we agreed that the soul and the body is two different things?
Oh, when you can't talk to a dead person, or a dead person can't speak to you because the soul has left.
Right, exactly. When the person is dead, he can't speak to you anymore because the soul has left his body. So the soul and the body are two different things. You understand? Now, where is the soul and the body together?
On the earth.
On the earth.
Like here, this. What would you call this? A dimension?
On this planet.
Right.
On this planet is where the body and the soul are one.
Right.
That means you're alive, right? Now, according to Christians, what do they say hell is? What do they say hell is? According to Christianity, right? If y'all can help me break that down. Any of y'all know?
I know a little. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think in Christianity they say that hell is a place that you go to when you die.
When you what?
When you die.
When you die, right? So what happens when you die?
In Christianity, I believe they teach either you go to heaven or either you go down there with the devil.
Right.
In hell you burn in fire.
But what needs to happen first, according to them, for you to go to heaven or to hell?
They say you must be deceased.
You must die, right? You must be dead. So once again, when you're dead, what happens? We know according to Christians, you go to heaven or you go to hell. But when you're dead, what happens to the body and the soul?
They separate.
You gotta raise your hand, huh? No sweat. They separate, right? The body and the soul separates. Right? And then do the Christians say that the body and the soul goes to hell? Or the body and soul goes to heaven? No, right? That would be impossible. We know that's not true. Why?
It's written.
No. How do we know that it's a fact that the body and the soul does not go to hell, as Christians say? That the body and the soul together does not go underground with the man with the horns and the pitchfork. Go ahead.
Because they bury the body with cremate.
Exactly. Because you see the body getting buried. Sometimes they do a viewing where you see the body without the soul and it's there and he's already dead and he's not underground with the devil. The body is not there because you're looking at the body right there. But one thing that's for sure not there is what? When you're looking at that dead body, what do you know is not in that body?
The spirit. So
the soul. You know the soul is not in that person that you're looking at. If it was, they would wake up when you crying on him and you trying to wake him up. He would wake up, but he's not because his soul is not there, right? So the soul, as Christians say, would go where?
to heaven.
To heaven or to hell, right? So let's keep it on the hell, on the hell topic. So we know that the body is here on earth when the body dies, and in the spirit, the soul leaves the body, and according to Christians, it goes down into hell, right? But let's read that again. Let's see what Christ says about the body and the soul and about hell. Go ahead. From where you left off.
But rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
But rather fear the Most High, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So wait a minute. Christ is telling us that the Most High is able to destroy your soul and your body in hell. So that can't be talking about the hell that Christians talk about. Because the hell that Christians talk about, you go to when you're dead. You understand? And when you're dead, your soul and your body are not together. So the only place where your soul and your body is together is on earth. So when the Most High, when Christ said, but rather fear him, which can destroy both soul and body in hell, he's talking about earth. Because on earth is where your soul and body is together. You understand? You have to be alive for your soul and your body to be together. So hell is what?
Condition.
It's a condition. It's a place on earth. See what I'm saying? What are some examples of hell on earth today?
Prison. Homeless shelter.
Prison. Right? Prison is hell on earth. People are dying from diseases, dying from violence. It's corrupt. A jail is supposed to be a place where you go to fix yourself and learn your lesson and come back out and be able to be a human in society, to fix your past and become a better person. But that's not what it is. Prison, jail is hell. You were gonna say something about it? Go ahead.
Even the state, like as far as like our oppressors have us, first fired, last that we hired and whatnot, they give us pennies on the dollar for our work, for our labor.
Right.
As far as like in America, how we run America, like we get no matter they just treat us calm, what
Exactly.
I'm saying? The way that our slave master treat us is hell.
Exactly. Right. You're saying the condition that so-called black people are in is an example of hell on earth, right? Absolutely true. And I don't have to go into it for people to know that. Everything that our brothers, so-called black people, God's people, what they have been through in America is a living hell. You understand? What else is hell on earth? Go, you good? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Like the borders.
The borders.
They keep them, basically it's like a jail also.
right? The ICE detention centers.
Right.
You understand? I was talking to a brothers at my job, and he was telling me how when he came across the desert, he would see dead bodies. He would see clothes left there on the ground. He saw a lot of graves, a lot of crosses stuck in the dirt. That's hell. Having to leave a place that you were born in to come to a place where you have hope, and to come here and still be hated and oppressed, still be mistreated. And that's hell. Skid Row, that's hell. Go to Skid Row, that's hell on earth. Go to Arizona to those little blocks they have over there, little neighborhood blocks that's full of homeless people. On fentanyl, that's hell. Drug addiction is hell. Depression is hell. Having AIDS is hell. Having HIV, having a disease, having cancer is hell, because it's a condition that is just terrible. And hell is where what? Where if you have all these, if you're in this condition, what are you going through? We know it's hell, but what makes it hell? Go ahead up.
You're suffering.
You're suffering because you feel it. You feel the hell. You understand?
Right.
You feel the stress. You feel the depression, the loss of hope. You hear the gunshots. You feel the pain of losing your family member. You feel the pain of your woman leaving you for another man. That's hell. It's not supposed to be that way. You feel the pain of being shot because you're in this neighborhood. You're part of this neighborhood gang. You understand? It's hell because you feel it. When you're dead, you don't feel anything. You're dead. You don't feel anything. But when your soul and body's together, that's where you can feel pain. Listen, that's where you're gonna feel the fire. If somebody puts your hand in fire right now, you're gonna feel that fire. So hell is on earth. See what I'm saying? That's a fact about hell in the Bible for you brothers and sisters watching. Hell is not a place you go to when you die. Hell is a place you go to when you're on earth. You understand? What's that? All right, so now with that, let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:16. We're going to pull out another fact about hell according to the Bible. Okay. Shalom, Manelik Gutierrez. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Barakathum, Barakatha. Shalom, Halak Ban Yashikar. Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Barakatha. Shalom, Alicia Dominique. Shalom, Akwath. Yahweh Shemal Atha. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Checking in from Victorville. Sister Batharwana. Shalom, sis. This is a solid sister in the truth, man. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Atha. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Matham Yad Ban Yashikar Shalom, brothers, you out there, you a trooper out there in Sacramento, I believe, in the northern Cali. Another soldier out there in northern Cali doing the work of the Lord. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Shabbat. Checking in from San Jose. All right.
So you said
Ecclesiastes 3:16.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Okay, read it again.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
The place of what?
The place of judgment.
He saw under the sun the place of judgment. What is that talking about? Who can break that little part down? Go ahead up. What does it mean when he said he saw under the sun?
You saw on earth.
He saw on earth the place of,
I would say the Most High's wrath.
no, exactly what the verse said. He saw on earth the place of
Judgment.
Judgment, right? So that means, what does that mean about judgment?
It's here on earth.
It's on earth. You're not. So what does that mean according to the Bible? You're judged on earth. You're going to pay for what you did on this earth. On this earth. You understand? You're going to pay for it. Why is that important? Because a lot of our people think that when you die, that's it. So YOLO. You only live once. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm not going to have this baby. That's what sisters say. I'm not going to have this baby. I'm going to abort this child because I got a life to live. Whatever. YOLO. You understand? You're going to pay for killing that child, for murdering that child. Because God tried to give you a baby, and you denied the Most High. You killed that baby. You murdered that brother. And you think, sure, I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to die soon. I ain't going to have to pay for that. Or, you think that the things you do, you only live once. So let me do whatever I want to do. It's not how the ball rolls on earth. You understand? You're going to get judged on earth by the Most High. If you're not judged in this lifetime, the Most High is going to judge you when he brings you back into the earth as a newborn child. When you die, your soul leaves your body. And what happens to that soul? Go ahead.
It goes to the Father.
Right? It goes to the Most High. But what's the word I'm looking for? Well, what happens to when you die, the soul leaves the body. And then what happens after the soul leaves the body?
I believe it's like,
Go ahead.
I believe it gets judged.
It gets judged, right? It gets judged. This is going to happen to you for doing this, right? And then what happens to it? Go ahead up.
It's reincarnated.
Reincarnated. That's what happens. The Lord's gonna send you back into the earth, into that ghetto where bullets run wild, because that's the Lord's judgment on you. You understand? You murdered this brother in this lifetime. The Lord judges you. I'm gonna send him back, and his mom's gonna be he's gonna be born to a drug addict. He's gonna be a schizophrenic because he sinned against me. You understand? Or you're gonna be born to a terrible place, a terrible life. Things are gonna happen to you. You're gonna wonder, why is this happening to me? It's happening to you because you sinned in your past life, and it's your fault. But right now is where you make it right. You understand? You hear this truth. This is where you gotta say, damn. So that's why I've been suffering how I've been suffering, because I've been a sinner. And now the Lord has gave me mercy to be able to hear this truth, so that I won't have to suffer the Lord's wrath again. I have a chance out to live righteous,
Right,
and not be brought back into the earth to suffer. You understand? So that's what happens. So you can't just say YOLO, you only live once. Why? Because judgment is on earth. Hell is on earth. This is where you're judged. So what should you do? You should really think about the Most High and the things that you're doing, and change the evil things you're doing. How do you do that? Come into the ISUPK. You learn how to serve God. Understand? So this is another fact right here in the Bible about hell. Christians say when you die, you go into hell and you're judged, and you burn for 1,000 years or whatever. You burn forever. That's not true. Understand? You die, the Lord judges you, and he puts you back in the earth to pay for what you did. Go ahead.
Isn't it true that they believe in Dante's Inferno?
Dante's Inferno.
9 hells and all this crap?
My friend told me about that book. He was so bought. Man, Dante's Inferno is so heavy. Such a great book, man. It talks about hell. I believe it 100%. It's a lot. That's what Christianity is based on. Their concept of hell is based off of that.
Right.
Keep going up.
What verse were we at?
We're in Ecclesiastes 3:16. Ecclesiastes 3:16. What's what?
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there.
That what?
That wickedness was there.
The place of, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there. That's on earth. You see wickedness everywhere. You understand? You go down the street, people are smoking drugs. You go over here, women are being prostituted. You go over here, the police is murdering the innocent. Wickedness is in the earth. People are not keeping God's law. God's chosen are not keeping his law. Keep going. That's the wickedness in the earth. Keep going.
And the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
And the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. The place of righteousness is the ISUPK, this building. But right outside that door, there's still wickedness there. You go outside this door, you're going to see wickedness. You understand? Even in the place of righteousness, wickedness is there. That's outside the door. So, like a while back, somebody got shot in front of this school. Dead, laying in the bushes. Lord be with that brother's family. But that's wickedness is right outside the place of righteousness. This is where you don't come learn the truth about God, how to change your life and how to serve Christ. But right outside of these doors, there's wickedness. That's what that's talking about. Understand? Keep going.
Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I said in mine heart, thou shalt judge the righteous
And the wicked. What did he say in his heart?
And I said in mine heart.
He said, I said, this is him, his soul. It's not a demon. It's not some thought, right? It's a random thought. This is his soul speaking. He's saying in his heart. Go ahead.
Thou shalt judge the righteous.
God shall what?
Judge the righteous.
God shall judge. God is going to judge the righteous, meaning the people who keep the law and the commandments. The Black, Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans who actually keep the laws of God, God is going to judge us also. Understand? If you live a righteous life on earth, then guess what? You're not going to have to worry about what's going to happen when you die. When you die, you're going to be brought back into the earth. And if we are still in this battle that we're in, which is waking up our brothers and sisters to stop sinning against our God, so that Christ can return and destroy America, so that our kingdom can be built on this earth, the kingdom of God. Guess what? You're gonna be born back into the truth. You're gonna hear the truth again, and you're gonna come and be in here again, serving Christ again. And then when you're in the kingdom, guess what? You're gonna be in the kingdom, and you're gonna be good. You might die today, and you might not come back until the kingdom is established in the earth. And because you live the righteous life, you're gonna live good in the kingdom. But if you were wicked, you're gonna come back in the kingdom, and you're gonna be the least in the kingdom of heaven, like Christ said. Go ahead up.
Isn't it true that that's what Christ said about John the Baptist?
Yes.
Or something like that. You know, that he was going to be least
Come.
in the kingdom.
Because he went against Christ.
Right.
The Lord himself told John the Baptist, this is my son, hear him. And he still questioned Christ. You understand? So that's what he got for not following Christ. You understand? But you're gonna be least in the kingdom of heaven. If you live a wicked life and you come and you're reincarnated when the kingdom of heaven is established, you gotta understand the kingdom of heaven is gonna be on earth. It's not gonna be a place you go to when you die. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be a lot different. Everything's gonna be back in order. The air, the trees, the water. We're not gonna be in these bodies. We're gonna have more advanced bodies. You understand? We're gonna be doing things that you can't do right now. You understand? But there's gonna be our people who are gonna be the least. Meaning they're not gonna be in rulership. If you serve the Lord and you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and you're one of the 144,000 that are gonna rule, then you're gonna be ruling. Or you might have some high position because you live the righteous life. You're gonna be good. But if you live in wicked, you're not gonna be good in the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna be the least. You understand? You're gonna be the garbage man, be some small thing like that. You're still gonna be good. You're gonna look at the brothers who did live a righteous life and say, "Damn, I should have lived righteous." Good night, you brothers got it good. You understand? So the Most High judges the righteous also. If you live a righteous life, God is gonna bless you. I want to say bless. That's Christian. The Lord is gonna judge you accordingly. You understand? The same way if you do a wicked thing, the Lord is gonna punish you. If you do a righteous thing, the Lord is going to reward you. You understand? So the Lord shall judge the righteous on earth. Go ahead. So what does that tell you? That heaven is on earth. You understand? Go ahead up.
Ecclesiastes. Which the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 17. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
For there is a time there for every purpose.
For there is a time there for every purpose. What is it there referring to?
Here on earth.
Here on earth, right? That's right. Keep going.
And for every work.
See that? So that right, that's another fact. Once again, judgment happens on earth. Hell is on earth. The devil is on earth. The devil is the oppressor. That's the real red man. You gotta know the oppressor, he's red. He's not white. He's red. He has blood flowing through his skin. We all do, but you can see his redness. That's the real devil, right? The oppressor. He's red, and he's a liar, and he's wicked.
That's right.
And he makes earth a living hell for us. We're here burning and suffering, dying, and he's living rich. Why? Because we don't want to wake up to the knowledge of the truth that we're God's people. We want to keep serving the devil. We want to keep serving Satan. Right? And according to the Bible, Satan's counterpart on earth is the oppressor. Satan, the actual Satan, the angel that the Lord has command over. You understand? God has power over all the angels. Satan's job is to tempt us on this earth. Well, his main vessel on earth that he uses is the oppressor. You understand? He's pushing abortion on us. He's pushing drugs in our neighborhoods. He's pushing all these things to influence us to go against our God's laws and commandments. And it's working because we're too weak to stop smoking weed. We're too weak to stand up for our people. And that's what we're going to go into. That's the other topic, how to fix yourself and your people. Understand? Let me get Ephesians 5 and 24.
I got it.
Go ahead, up.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives.
Salakia, that's not the one. Let me get Romans 12 and 2. How to change yourself, how to fix yourself and your people. It starts with you standing with the Lord and not allowing your oppressor to control your life. Understand? Go ahead up.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
What is that talking about? Go ahead.
Be not partaker, be not partakers of what it commands of the world, of like just not being partakers of the evil of this
world.
Of this world.
What are some evils of this world?
Like the LGBT movement.
LGBT movement, right?
Their commercials and all that.
But how do you know that's a part of this world? How do you know this is the world's culture.
Right.
How do you know that?
Because it's written in the law, right? Or also an example of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, Sodom and Gomorrah, the law. The
Right.
Lord told us not to sleep with another man the way we lay with a woman. So that's how you know that this that the LGBTQ that's in this world, we are not to follow that. You understand? We're not to follow that because that's this world. What's another thing of this world that is not a part of our culture? Our culture being the culture that God gave us in the Bible, the laws and the commandments. Go ahead up. Holidays, right? We're not supposed to celebrate Thanksgiving. We're not supposed to celebrate Christmas, Valentine's Day. By not celebrate it means completely just don't do it. Don't be in the spirit of Christmas, wearing a Christmas sweater, wearing a Santa Claus hat, wearing you with your wife at the store and it's Halloween and she wants to buy a skeleton decoration for the bathroom. Don't do that. You gotta be completely against these holidays because these holidays are not the holidays that our God told us to celebrate. You understand? The holidays are part of the world. So when it says, read that again.
And be not conformed to this world.
Do not be conformed to this world. Do not conform to this world. And it's hard to do that because this world pushes its culture on us at a very young age, especially if your parents aren't in the truth. It's impossible. You're gonna celebrate Christmas because they promote it and it's in your targets, it's in your stores, it's in the commercials. Halloween, same thing. Thanksgiving, same thing. Once these holidays come around, they put the decorations up in the stores. They've got the commercials going on. They start selling clothes representing these holidays. And when you don't do it, you feel sad because you're not a part of this and everybody else having a great time. So if you don't got the Lord, you don't got a father or a mother or a brother or somebody that's teaching you this truth, you're going to be in the world. Understand? But you having the truth is telling us don't be conformed to this world. What's another thing about this world that absolutely destroys our people, destroys us as a nation of people, and stops us from really being a strong people?
Drugs, like marijuana.
Drugs and marijuana, that's true, but that's not the answer. But
I would say
brotherhood, right? What is the world? What are we doing in the world that directly goes against brotherhood that God and Christ wants us to have among us as His chosen people? What
usury.
No.
Survival of the fittest. Or
Close.
like individuality.
It's close. Is murder.
Right.
Killing each other. Beefing. Gang beef. Right? Killing each other. Being against one another. That's a worldly culture. That comes from the oppressor. Understand? Gangs and gangsters comes from our oppressor. You got what are some gangsters? Al Capone, right? He was a gangster. They were doing drive-bys,
right,
doing illegal things for money. Understand? There's a bunch of other gangsters that you can look up who were actual gangsters. And go ahead up. Yeah.
Like the what is it called? The Murder Inc. or whatever. Like the so-called Jewish gang or whatever.
Okay, there you go too. Murder Inc. Right? They were gangsters. They would kill people for money. They would do illegal things to get money. Right? They were scandalous. We started doing that because of them. Right. How? They promoted it in these movies with Goodfellas, with Scarface. Everybody wanted to be like Scarface. Be a drug kingpin, make money, sell drugs. Every Hispanic brother looked up to Scarface. You want to be the tough guy. You understand?
So like you said, like even in the film, right? Like the Scarface, he's not even so-called Cuban.
Right.
because his father supposedly is a white man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Edomite.
I didn't know that.
Like he said that his dad, like in the beginning of the film, he says his dad was American and that he taught him how to speak English and all that stuff.
That's heavy.
Right?
Yeah.
So like our people were admiring a character that wasn't even of their own people.
Right. But to them, it was still Cuban. He was still
Right.
supposedly
Right.
Latino, right?
Because he spoke like them and looked like them a little bit, you know?
Exactly. So
Right.
now we look up to even the so-called my so-called black people. They look up to Scarface too. You got rappers. You got Scarface. You got, maybe he didn't name himself after Scarface the movie, but there's definitely rappers out there who have names of gangsters like Capone or stuff
Yeah.
like that.
You have Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas,
You have Rachel Evans.
also gangsters. You understand? But they got that from what? From the oppressor. See what I'm saying? That culture of of being a gangster comes from the oppressor. That's the world culture. That's not our culture. There's plenty of stories in the Bible that's part of our culture where we went to war with other nations, where we killed other nations. You understand? We obliterated them because it was their judgment. And God allowed us to carry out their judgment with us. There's, Joshua was a warrior in the Bible. He was leading Israel. Abraham, when he came back from going to war, Melchizedek appeared to him. You understand? So we've always been warriors. You can see today, like even when you go into the blood gang, Crip gang, Sureño, Norteños, we're tribal. There's a tribal spirit in that world that comes from us, from our just our natural way of being. You understand? Or being people who, we like to fight. You understand? We like to get down and scrap. We like to fight. We like competition. That's from the Lord. That's a masculine spirit. That's how the Lord is. We're naturally masculine men, but because of this world, it waters down our masculinity. You understand? That's what it does. But in here, you can be full masculine. There's nothing wrong with being a man, being masculine, just being man, just being you, being a man. In the world, they look down on you just being a man. You talking too loud. Why is he walking with his head up? What's he up to? Why he look so confident? It's like it's wrong to look confident, to speak up, to laugh. You understand? You got to be shy and timid because that's what the world is. You understand? They don't want, and in this world, they try to promote women more than men. But not to get off topic, being against one another, we can't be conformed to that. Read that again from the top.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2. Romans 2. Excuse me, Salaki. This is the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 2.
Go ahead, Art. You good? You got it, Art. Salaki, let this brother go ahead and read. You right here, Art. Yeah.
All right. 12 verse 2.
Where we at? Romans 12 and 2?
Yeah.
All right, Romans 12 and 2.
This is Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Be not conformed to this world. All the things we talked about is things of the world. You can't be conformed to that. You understand? Coming into this truth, you can't be conformed to it. You got to separate yourself from those things. Keep going.
But be ye transformed.
Be what?
Be ye transformed.
I mean, you need to change. You ever seen you've seen the Transformers? First is a car, and then it transforms into something that's completely not a car.
Right.
Goes from a car to this living being robot with arms and legs and a voice and a head and a brain that can think. That's a transformation. That's what you need to do. You need the person you are in this world. You're a gangster, right? You're a drug dealer. You're just a person who lives in this world, and you're doing the things of this world. Eating pork, shrimp, you're sinning against God, celebrating holidays, you're being weak under your woman, or you're just a timid person, you're scared to talk, you're shy to talk. All those things, you got to let those things, those are things of the world. That's how that's how this world has molded you. And also you keeping the culture of this world. You have to transform from that. What do you transform to? How do you let go of it? Okay, I'm gonna let go of these things. What do I replace it with? We're gonna find out. Keep going.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right.
So go ahead. Slow. Not at all. But be transformed. Hey, you got my number, right? Just send me a text when you roll out. All right. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you got to put on a new mind. Meaning the mind you have right now, you got to do away with that mind. This mind loves Christmas, loves Thanksgiving. You love weed, right? You love that red color because you've been raised in that particular hood where you wear blue. You understand? That's not who you are. You're not a European, so you're not going to celebrate Thanksgiving because that's celebrating how the Europeans killed the Native American Indians and conquered this land.
Right.
So you're not going to celebrate Thanksgiving. You understand? You're not an oppressor. So you're not going to believe in some white man coming down your chimney on December and giving you gifts. Because we know in reality, no white man is going to come down your damn chimney and feed your kids cookies and give you an Xbox.
Right.
What they're going to do is break down your door wearing a badge and shoot you down.
Right.
They're going to do is arrest you for no reason. They're going to do is bet money on you while you're in prison to see if you're going to win the fight or if the other person's going to win the fight. That's the reality. So you're not going to go ahead and you're not going to be the person who believes in this silliness. You understand? So that's the old you. So now you got to renew your mind. How do you renew your mind? Keep going.
That ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of God.
The will of God. You understand? You got to do God's will. That's how you renew your mind. How do you do that? You got to come into ISUPK and learn this Bible. Right. Learn this truth. Put on a new spirit. Put on a new mindset. You understand? How to do that? You got to change the things you believe about yourself. You believe you're a blood, you're not a blood. You understand? You believe you're a Crip, you're not a Crip. By blood, that's not who you are. You understand? You're an Israelite by blood. You're God's people. You understand? You think you're a Buddhist. You're not a Buddhist. You think you're a Muslim. You think you're a Christian. You think you're a Catholic. You think you're African American. You think you're Mexican, Latino, Hispanic. You're none of those things.
Right.
You're an Israelite from the 12 tribes of Israel, God's people. That's who you really are. You understand? That's your real identity. That's how you renew your mind. You gotta come back to who you are. How to do that? You gotta learn the truth about yourself. You learn the truth by learning the Bible because the Bible is about you. The Bible has the tools for you to put on that new mind, the tools for you to fix yourself, fix your traumas. You understand? Fix the habits you have that are wrong, the weaknesses that you have. The Bible is a tool to fix you, to fix yourself. You understand? So now with that, let me get 1 John 4:20. So that's how you fix yourself. You fix yourself by coming into the ISUPK, learning this truth, and being born again, as the Christians say.
Right.
You understand? You got to come in here and be born. You got to become a completely new person. And it starts with you keeping the laws and the commandments. And then from there, you start to build yourself up. So you start to change who you are. Go ahead, up.
I'm saying I got the scripture.
All right, no sweat. Go ahead, I read it. And the main thing I want to touch on is brotherhood. You understand? We have to start loving one another, man. And I'm not talking about love like weak love. I'm talking about good love that Christ has for us. That's the same love we gotta have for each other. You know what I mean? And that's what we're establishing in the ISUPK. True brotherhood, loving your brother as yourself. Willing to stand for your brother, fight for your brother, stand next to your brother, even if death is there. You stand next to your brother, man. You fight with your brother. You serve the Lord. You understand? You work with your brother to wake your other brothers up in the world. And to do that, you can't be a coward. You can't be a punk. You understand? You can't be weak. You gotta be a brother who's solid. A solid brother, a strong brother, because there's brothers out there who the crazy world out there. You understand? So you gotta be strong in this truth. And how you do that? You gotta come learn these scriptures. You gotta live this Bible. You understand? Because that's how the Lord is gonna be with you. You understand? So let's go ahead and read that.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If any man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
See, if any man say that he loves God and hates his brother, he's a liar. Everybody thinks they believe in God. Everybody thinks that God is with them. You understand? Some people might not believe in God. You understand? But you got to understand, if you don't love your brother, there's no way in hell you can love the Most High.
Right.
You understand? Once again, loving your brother is not lovey-dovey, like love, like a feeling. Love is an action.
That's right.
Your brother's in the hospital, you're going to go visit your brother, man. Your brother's down, he needs some money, you're going to give him some money. Your brother's hungry, man, you're going to give him some food. You're going to go out with him, go take him to go eat some food, McDonald's, whatever your budget is. But you're going to feed your brother, man, because he's your brother. You understand? You're going to correct your brother. You're going to talk to your brother honestly, like, hey, you need to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's real brotherhood. That's the brotherhood in the ISUPK. We not, brotherhood is not a lovey-dovey thing. Brotherhood is keeping your brother in order. Him keeping you in order. Checking your brother. Helping your brother. It's not soft love and hell no. It's man to man. You understand? Man to man stuff, like, look, real. I don't want to talk like I'm in the world, but when you solid, he's solid. Y'all making sure y'all both good. You understand? Y'all go out, y'all got each other's back. You understand? Stuff like that, man. That's brotherhood. Once again, we've always been warriors. Always been warriors in the Bible. Moses was a warrior, Joshua, Yahweh, Christ was a warrior. He wasn't people think Christ was a punk.
Right.
Oh, he died for everybody. Yeah. He decided to. Right. You understand? He could have called angels down to kill the Romans or the people rather who wanted to arrest him. But he didn't. He didn't do that. Why? Because he knew he had to give his life for us. That's a real brother, man. That's like you in court and you about to do life in prison, and your man says, "Nah, man, it was me. Give me the death penalty for murdering that family. Give me the death penalty." And you right there like, "Hold up, man, you tripping? Nah, man, I'll take the death penalty, man. All I ask from you, man, change your life, live how I live." That's a real brother, man. And listen, Christ was no punk. Once again, Christ was no coward. He wasn't no punk. He was a solid brother, man. Go ahead.
Austere, man.
Austere, serious, a leader. You understand? 100% solid. So listen, we gotta serve our king. We gotta stop all this gangster. Man, listen. We got a bigger enemy We got a bigger enemy, man. And guess what? I don't see nobody going. I see everybody rapping about this hood and that hood and dissing each other and killing each other over nothing. Meanwhile, the white man is rich off of your sadness, off of your hate towards one another. Our hate towards one another, man. You understand? Our people in Mexico killing each other, doing terrible things to each other. Gangs out there in Mexico. Hispanic gangs in Chicago and Mexico and California, we killing each other.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like, sir, like, I'm pretty sure they don't even know why they're fighting anymore. It's just since they've been doing it for so long,
Yeah.
you know, like they
it's
just
just
got
beef.
accustomed to it.
It's ego.
Right.
It's, having money, having popularity, having the hype. So it just fueling your ego. You got brothers, like you got brothers with you, where you rolling with your brothers, you in the world and you doing whatever you're doing. It feels good to be around. You got a team. It's good to have a team. You got a team with you. Y'all getting money. Y'all popular. Y'all fighting against this other group, right? It feels good. That's brotherhood. That's in the wrong sense, right? But that's the brotherhood we should have it under our king. And we should be fighting against the real enemy. Not against each other. Yeah, brothers done terrible things to each other. Listen, the oppressor has done terrible things to us that surpasses that.
Right.
You understand? Still doing it to us this day. So we really got to come together and get tight with one another, man. Black people got to get tight. Hispanic and Hispanic, Hispanic and black, Native and Native, Native and black, etc. We got to get tight, man. And every leader has failed. Why? Why did Malcolm X fail? Why did MLK fail? Why did Zapata fail? Pancho Villa?
Right.
Because if they would have succeeded, we wouldn't be in the condition we're in.
Right.
We would still have Mexico, right?
Right.
To be our land still.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like, on the first question, right?
Mm.
I would say maybe because they don't have the spirit of the, they didn't have the spirit of the Lord in them, right? They didn't have the brotherhood.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
No.
It's a clear cut answer. Go ahead up.
Their love for the oppressor.
No, because Pancho Villa, he, killed a couple of white people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Zapata, Malcolm X, he did not love white people. I mean, he did eventually because of Islam, right? He accepted them.
Right.
But his father was killed by an oppressor. See what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say that. It's because they weren't serving God. You know what I mean? Malcolm X believed in Islam, religion. MLK, he didn't believe in God. He believed in the oppressor.
Right.
He sold out for sex and money.
For Edomite women.
For Edomite women.
Right.
Right. He sold out. That's why he fell. Pancho Villa and Zapata, they were great men. But if they would have had the Lord with them,
They would have won.
they would have won. You understand? They were probably eating shrimp, crab, breaking the laws of the Most High. They didn't know the Most High. Saying all they probably worship, they're probably going to serving the Virgen de Guadalupe, something like that, right? They were, they were great men. They were soldiers. You understand? It's like Malcolm X. You could say Malcolm X was a solid brother,
Right.
but he was serving religion. Our brothers, Pancho Villa and Zapata, were revolutionaries, man. But they weren't serving the Lord. They weren't serving their God, who could have won the battle for them. See what I mean? Go ahead. So that's what I'm saying. We got to get tight together under our King, Christ. That's what we got to do, man, because Christ gave his life for us. We're supposed to be dead right now.
Right.
But why are we alive? The only reason why we're alive, man, is to fight together against our oppressor, to wake up our brothers and sisters. You understand? How do you fight against the oppressor? Not by guns and weapons. Got to come together, wake our brothers up. You got to fix yourself. That's how you're going to change the world. Fixing yourself. You no longer smoking weed. That's how the enemy is killing us. Us getting high, us getting high for sure, getting on drugs, having us in poverty.
Right.
Because once we in poverty, shit, I'm gonna sell drugs. Once we in poverty, I'm gonna rob, I'm gonna steal.
Right.
You know what I mean? It makes us do things that we shouldn't be doing. How do you fight against that? You got to come together as brothers. Stand alongside each other as soldiers. How do you do that? You got to come into the ISUPK. That's how you're gonna do it. You understand? All right, so with that, man, that's the end of the class. The watch for everybody tuned in. Tomorrow's the Lashawan Kodash class. Tomorrow's the Lashawan Kodash class here. Make sure you tune into that. All right, we have a High Holy Day coming up. The memorial blowing the trumpets. September 15th. All right. If you want to be here, it's 246 East Highland Avenue. San Bernardino, 92404 is the location. September 15th, we're going to be here at sundown, keeping the memorial blowing the trumpets. That's it, man. The water for everybody tuned in. With that, shalom. Salagi, y'all got any questions?
Last.
Anybody online got? Let me see. Anybody online got any questions? Anybody got questions before I end the class? All right, no sweat. Shalom, Israel.